Good afternoon to all of you. Utala, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So today going to be the sustainable consumption and production. A kind of a revision. A kind of a revision. Let's say this is revision 1 in any case, if we need one. Okay. So revision 1 here in the sense, one way, it's an exam focus. Okay. It's an exam focus. Okay. So exam point of view, there is one importance. There is one importance because you have to pass this importance. One, you have to pass this. Two, okay, two, you have a chance to get the fullest marks. Okay, fullest marks. Sometimes for your class, even this can be the critical one. You may not know, but yeah, this may help for your grades and all. Okay, that is one. Exam focus wise, the importance. Other than that, if you think of a subject of importance, okay, importance of this subject is no second to any of the subjects. Okay, importance is no second to any of the subjects. Example, if you have a very good understanding of this subject, okay, if you have a very good understanding of this subject, when you go to interviews, okay, the interview panel may feel the difference because you can talk something special that very less people at your age can talk, which means you may have a relative maturity if you feel this subject. Okay, feel, if you know this subject, if you feel this subject. Also, this brings you some very good soft skills in the industry or in your businesses. This knowledge helps you to move your businesses forward in a better way. In a better way. And you have a purpose, you have very good purpose of doing the business. It is not just about making money or surviving, but it is more than that. And you are supporting the society, the sustainability, the socio-economic sustainability of the society and the nations. So you may have very good understanding. Your soft skills will improve. Your leaderships will improve. So you have very special, necessary essence of knowledge will be with you with no memories but with some good inherent understanding. Okay, so overall this subject is very good because sustainable consumption and production happen to be a critical factor for the sustainable development of these goals of this world, and also to maintain the sustainable consumption and production is very important. Okay, so that's a point. So let me put a picture here. Okay, let me put a picture here. I believe I'm sharing with you this. Yes, let me put a picture here. In a second. Ah, what happens? So I'll do this in a second. We have experienced a power failure. Today, you have to be very patient. This is a photo of rich, affluent families. Okay, so their food for a week is here. Okay, their food for a week is here. Okay, similarly, Not all are rich. There can be poor families. Even we are from poor families, all of you and me. Okay, we all together are from poor families. Don't think we are rich. No such thing. Okay, you may have money, but don't think that you are rich. Food for a week, poor family. So they have no enough shelter even. Some grain, some wheats, and little even in Sri Lanka. Okay, this is not an exception. Okay, this is not an exception. Okay, especially with the COVID-19 issues and all. There are families with no income. Okay, there are families with no income. So this is a pathetic situation in this world. So there are rich and there are poor. Okay, so they have too much of food. Wastage can be very high. It is not about the wastage somehow. See how unfair the societies in the same localities. Okay, some are with empty stomachs, even little children. Some children no good shoes to wear to schools. Some are going barefooted to schools. I have physically seen those. Okay, but some are different. Some are going by very luxury vehicles. They go to schools and come back, and they have their own dedicated vehicles and even drivers. Okay, this happens to be the world somehow. So I don't know why. I have no answers, but this is a big problem, big question. That's why this sustainable consumption and production, okay, appears. So you should feel that. Okay, even when my kids, if they ask for some extra luxuries, always I remind to them that there are people with, okay, even the basic needs, so we should not go for any extra luxuries. At least we have to have that mindset. Not to save some money, but anyway we have to share their feelings. Okay, so we have to have some good heart for them as well, at least. Okay, that is very important. So this is unsustainable. So if we say unsustainable, we know this is unfair, but not to say unfair. This is fair. People can have good lives. This is unfair. That's why I put this is unfair. So we cannot ask them to be live like poors, but we have to bring them up. Okay, we have to bring them up. That is the important thing. World can be rich, world can be luxurious, fine, but it should be for all. At least the gaps should be narrowed. Okay, so the world bodies are trying this very hard. So even some people are trying their own ways, but somehow there shouldn't be two worlds on this earth. Okay, so we have the luxurious world for everyone, not to have this for all, but to have this for all. Not to say indulging food, but have a decent life. Okay, have a decent quality life. So too much of food here looks unsustainable. Too less food Also consider unsustainable. So what sustainability means? You have to think of this. Okay. I know that your attendance for these lectures were very, very weak. Okay. You didn't attend this lecture. I don't know why you didn't attend, but this is a very important subject. This would have brought you very good maturity levels and very good hearts. And this subject would have prepared you to the fullest to face the societies, but you didn't attend the class. Okay, you didn't attend the class. Yeah, that is okay. But it's time to now it's time to face the exams. Okay, now it's time to face the exams. So you have two worlds here. You have two worlds here. So who's supposed to bring the answers to this issue? Who's supposed to bring the answers? You, the future generation, the young bloods, supposed to bring the answers. Okay? So you all supposed to bring the answers. Understand that? Yeah. So this two contrast situation says that poverty eradication and shared prosperity is a must for sustainability. Poverty eradication. Eradicate power. Eliminate power. Sorry, poverty. Eradicate poverty. Eliminate poverty. So, no poverty. No poverty doesn't mean all are rich. Okay. So here the word is the prosperity. Okay. So when there is no poverty means prosperity is there. To have prosperity everywhere, we have to share the prosperity. That is must. Okay. I believe you can understand this because this is the language of humanity. If you cannot understand the language of humanity, it's a problem. Okay. Somehow you have to understand this language of humanity. So this poverty eradication and shared prosperity is a must for what? For sustainability. So later we will look into the word sustainability. I have shared this in the class, but unfortunately very less people attended and you all are here today because exam is around the corner, so you came here to have a glimpse of something to sit for the exam. I don't mind, but keep in mind that you are going to look for solutions. Okay? So if you do not care this kind of subject areas, you will miss the very important thing. That is the humanity. That is the humanity. Okay? Without humanity, you can do anything, but there is no good taste out of that. Okay. No good test. Okay. Manmita, can you understand? Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Good. So is today our Ranasingh around? No, he looks not around today. Okay. So Darshan, if possible, ask the student to join this class, because this is an important class, because this is going to be exam focus. So can you remember, yesterday we have done something good, and today also it's similar. Okay, don't think that I am preaching, but you will see this in the exams. Okay, you will see this in the exams. So ask the others to join if possible. So we can see 38 students. Vasala, you can ask those who didn't join to join now. Yeah, that is very important. That's why I'm asking. Yeah. So this is the value of this understanding. You can do something. And also, if you believe doing good is good, and if you believe doing good, okay, brings you to the heaven, even then, this is the approach, the practical, the tangible approach is pretty much here in this subject. Okay, so poverty eradication and shared prosperity. This is very, very important. So I'm going to show you the document here. This is a UN document. Yeah, I'm not going to let you read this, but this is, where is this? What happens? So I don't know why I cannot see the text of that. Anyway, don't worry. Later I will come back to this. Okay. So that's it. The keyword sustainability. Okay. This is a must to know. Okay. This is a must to know. Sustainability. In Sinhala, we call this Tirasara Bhave, Tirasara Bhave, Tirasara Sangvardhana, sustainable developments. So people are using this word, and also people are abusing this word. This is a very common word now, but no one knows. No one knows the depth of this. Depth of this. Same. You all know a lot of words. Even you know the word happy. Happy, happy. Okay, Happy, I think happy. So it's a word same like sustainability. But imagine in your lifetime how limited instances you are happy, you feel happy. Most of the time you feel stressful. You lot of workload in your head. So you are carrying this all over, even at night, even in the dream. You are carrying your workloads and all. So we don't see happy people. Say prosperity. Merely become a word. Happiness merely become a word. Love, okay, love and romance means two things, okay. The love, Jesus wants to give us a to prema karanna again. So all the things just limited to the word only. Same way, this word sustainability also merely become just a word. Just a word. I don't know why. Okay, it is just a word. So it should not be. It should not be. Okay. So let me mention to you about the sustainability. Okay. Let me mention to you about the sustainability. Actually, I don't need any reference for this. Okay. But nowadays, we have to refer. Okay. Because you are receiving a formal knowledge. And this is in your syllabuses. So I have to share this with you. Sustainable Development Goals. Okay. There are 17 goals. Okay. There are 17 goals, and you can go through this Sustainable Development Goals. And I have shared this with you, and even I put this. Even I put this. Yeah, this one I put this in. I put this video for you to see as well. Okay, I put this video for you to have a look on. So this is very important, and here you can basically see sustainability. Okay, you can basically see what sustainability means, but anyway, this is what someone else said. So how you are going to accept this? For that one, you have to think. Okay, for that one, to understand the sustainability, you have to think. Okay, you have to think. And thermodynamics is a subject related to sustainability as well. Okay, I'm here taking just one slide. Okay, sustainability. If no prosperity, saubhagya kila kila. Even in Tamil, maybe saubhagya, maybe the word. So that is prosperity. No prosperity, no sustainability. See here, shared prosperity is a must for sustainability. So some group, they prosper in wealth. The others, they have no even basic needs. No point talking about wealth. So there is a huge gap. In the society, there is no prosperity. Okay. When you have a prosperity, that is different from wealth. This is a very, very soft, very nice, very good word, this prosperity. Those who really prosperous enough, they can share the prosperity. Shared prosperity. But wealth, some people share, some they don't share. Some they invest, okay, invest to make money, but somehow when they invest, people get some benefits, okay. So prosperity is something, a pure word. So you should prosper, okay, you should prosper. So this is a master slide that you should understand, because there will be a question in the exam out of this, okay. There will be a question in the exam out of this. So let me take this prosperity word. Ensure prosperous and fulfilling lives in harmony with nature. Okay? Fulfilling lives in harmony with nature. That's how it says. Try to give some good meaning for this. So this prosperity is one thing. Okay? And you can see world anytime, somewhere in the world. There are wars, there are conflicts, there are stresses, there are tensions. Okay, there are tensions. So that seems like near normal. Peace. Okay. So peace is a very important dimension in sustainability. If there is no peace, you forget sustainability. Even you have to forget prosperity. Then people are affected. Yes, when there is no peace, people are affected. Hunger is there, poverty may be there to the fullest. Education, all gone. Dignity, no dignity. Equality, no. Peoples are neglected. People's rights are neglected when there is no peace. See how important peace for the sustainability. Okay? Understand? No choice. I have to explain this because this may be in your exam. If you just see this one, you cannot understand. If you cannot understand, you have no words, no ideas to answer. Okay? That's why I happen to explain this. Okay? The other casualty of this absence of this three, there is a casualty. What is the casualty? So someone is hurting, something is hurting. What? Environment. Okay? Environment will be hurting. Okay? Environment will be hurting. You can see industries and all. Sometimes They are not focusing on prosperity, but they are focusing on gathering wealth. Their emissions are to the fullest, contributing for global warming and all. And they make the planet stressful. That's why finally you can see that humans' motives are matter. Good motives are matter. Human minds are matter. So this prosperity, people, peace, planet. Planet is the environmental dimensions of sustainability. These are matters. And also for the success, okay, for the success, it is very important that sharing knowledge, resources, okay, and especially now this is in fourth generation, you can see that the world becomes so closer now. You can communicate with the other side of the world in a matter of second now. So world become almost in your arms, okay, or even in your palms, or in your hands, at your hands. Yeah. So we are living together with the world. We are not living alone. So when we share, we gain. We don't share, we don't gain. There is no such thing as when we share, we lose. No such thing. Okay? Sharing won't make you lose. And that's why the partnerships are very important. Now you can see this harbor, East Jetty or something, the people are struggling something, but looking at the point of partnerships, sharing is okay for the mutual benefits rather than sinking by being alone. Okay? Rather than sinking by being alone. So we should understand these things. World is different now. World economies are different now. So sustainable development needs everything. All these five aspects. Actually, you know that we Sri Lankans, we won't simply accept even what UN or anyone say. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ කියපු එකක්වත් පිළිගන්න රටක් අපේ ඉන්න මිනිස්සු. We need facts mostly. Okay? For this case, this 5P, partnership, prosperity, people, peace, planet, they are very well connected like 5 fingers. Okay? 5 fingers. With no less one, 4 fingers, you can do little. Even a small finger, if you lose, imagine how difficult you to get use of the hand to the fullest. Like 5 fingers, this 5 feet together makes the world, makes the nation, makes the societies sustainable. Okay? This no needs to teach you A to Z. This is your language. This is the language of humanity. This is the language of human beings. If you cannot understand this, it is your problem. It is your problem. Okay? It is your problem. That's why. So even I can share this with no notes and anything because we should feel this right. That's why. So I feel this sustainable definition is quite okay. There are something lagging, of course. There are something lagging. This definition should be improved. But so far you cannot challenge this. Okay? Nothing contradictory, but there can be improvements for this. Okay? There can be improvements, but for the moment, okay, for measurable, achievable, practical, tangible approaches, this 5P, like 5 fingers together, makes the world sustainable. Okay? Makes the world sustainable. Any question? Any question? Now back to your burning slide. You can say that of all this piece, of all this 5 piece, partnership is challenged. Prosperity is challenged. People challenged. Peace challenged. Planet challenged. You can say this. So you should now realize that rich and poor, the wider the gap, the more challenging it for the sustainability. So the bottom line is power eradication and shared prosperity is very important for sustainability. Understand? I believe you can understand. Okay. And even let me share with you, this is my personal opinion. Okay. This is my personal opinion. So don't think this seriously, but we notice that after independence of Sri Lanka, when the white people, they handed over this country to local ones. They are local elite groups. They are only the skin is different. The skin is black, but they are same with the white mentalities. Okay? And the ordinary people are farmers, village people and all. Okay? And those leaders still they wanted to maintain the gaps, the class and all. So always they have to maintain an elite group. As long as leaders, so-called leaders, wants to maintain their class and the society, which means they are not thinking wholeheartedly about the ordinary, which is the total mass or the people of the country. They won't think. Then, by nature, we should not accept prosperity from them. It is not possible. That's the issue with the capitalism. Okay? Socialism has its own issues, maybe. So we have to take good and good from both, and we have to have a good one. Okay, our leaders should be people's leaders. In the past history, leaders appeared from the within the people. It looks almost none. Okay, that's why. So anyway, if we have the people's leaders, leaders born within the societies, okay, within the ordinary societies. And if they are committed to the society of their very own, then only those countries can prosper. Every country prosper, those countries' leaders appeared in that way. Yeah. So that is very important. So that is one point really. Yeah. So a leader should belong to the people. People should belong to the leaders. Unless there is no this feeling, okay? Unless there is no this feeling, it is impossible for countries to develop. Understand? Yeah. So you have a lot of regional cases, case studies you can see a lot. So let me share with you. This is out of the exam I'm talking now. Thailand came up pretty good ways in socio-economic sustainability levels. The reason is the king of Thailand, those days King Bhumibol. The people there, when they talk about king, they are talking that my king, mage Rajatuma. King, also the same, my people. And this king, after became the king, never traveled out of the country. The purpose is, it's a burden for the people. So that's how the leadership and the community, they are tied together. So Thailand came up to very good levels. But now that King Bhumibol is no more, so there may be issues. You have to learn this. So we have talked about this. Singapore. The late Honorable Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew. He's a people's prime minister. He's very tough. Not for the people, but for his group of parliamentarians, cabinet ministers. He's very tough. And his party is People's Party, People's Action Party. So he's the leader. So he brought the Singapore to the highest levels. People's leaders. Yeah, you should love them, no matter we are from outside the countries. Yeah. So there are such examples. Even Japan, culture itself has this bondage of king, the people, together the governors, the prime ministers and all. So those countries are prospering. Same, Korea also have similar cultures. It's prospering. China, Communist Party, is the only party, it's the people party. So far they are doing good from the President Mao's time. So it's a people's leadership they are doing for China, and China is moving up. So you have to notice this. Okay, you have to notice this. So these things are appearing out of this. Okay, these things are appearing out of this. What this means? Affluent and poor, the contrast. If the leaders are maintaining this, okay, no country can come up. Okay, even in Singapore, poverty is not there, but prosperity wise, there are different levels, but the policies, the tax systems and all assured that the prosperity is shared with the people. That's all. That's why there you can see even the poor guy is more richer than the ordinary guy here. The same happens to be in Malaysia also now. You can see normal worker, their earning is more than the basic of engineer salary here now. It's happened to be in that way. Yeah. Somehow eradicating poverty, that is very important. So this is the prime important in socio-economic development of a country. Poverty eradication. Okay. Poverty eradication, that is very important. So that's the lesson. Anyway, you should say this in the exams. Even you see these pictures in your exam paper, question paper. You see these pictures. Okay? I'm okay to mention that. Yeah. But I have some reasons to tell this because you have the right mindset. Okay? So this is not memorizing. Come to the exam and uh, write down whatever coming out from the memory. No such thing. You have to have a good heart. You have to awaken your wisdom. And slowly you have to put your thoughts into words in your question paper. Questions are very simple. Okay. Here you will take one question. Here you take another question. Okay. Very simple questions. Okay. So that's why this attendance for this lessons was very important, even though you didn't attend. Okay, even though you didn't attend. Yeah. So that is, so believe this is exam progress. So those who knows how we focused on environmental management and cleaner production, they know this is really, you believing that this will be in the exams. Okay. So here, I will give you a reference now. I will give you a reference. Let me look into that reference. Let me look into that reference. This is FAO website. This is about Sri Lanka. You should go through this. These words and some phrases and even paragraphs are there in the questions, the question carrying these pictures. Okay. So you have to go through this. Let me send this as a chat to all of you. How to send a chat? Forgot in chat masters. Yes, this is the chat. Okay. Note down this. Note down this. Download this. First half, at least you have to look into this. Okay. So I'm really preparing you. So you have to look into this. One thing is this are practical. Okay. Our knowledge should be useful and workable. Right? Our knowledge should be useful and workable. So for one question, so that is the basis for this. And we are talking something very important. And you can say it when you see these two pictures. You know what prosperity means. Prosperity is not a word, it's a quality we should see in the society. Okay? The best prosperity for all, same way. Maybe you see only that in the heaven. If you can be a heavenly being now, for sure, your afterlife, definitely you will be in the heaven. Because heavenly beings, they share the prosperity. They help each other. Yeah. Okay. Good. So don't be in the receiving end. Also try to deliver something. Okay. Of course, when you are working, you will deliver something for the salary, but don't deliver always not for money. Okay. If you deliver for money, when you need something, you have to pay money. So you take, you give, finally it's a balance. Same way. If you deliver free, you will receive free. So again balance. Again balance. And deliver free, happy. Receive free, happy. Okay? When you receive, you want to pay. Yeah, you are losing, you feel losing. Of course, when you service for money, profits, you will gain, but definitely you will lose. Finally, life is a balance sheet. That's how the nature is working. Okay, it's a different story. Putna, give me a second. I have to plug in my notebook to charge. Till then, go through this. What? This. This one. Okay. Give me a second. Let me plug in. I'm back, Puta. When you are free, you watch this video, the second one. When you are free. This is about Lee Kuan Yew. He's a very kind leader, but kindness doesn't mean you are soft. Okay? Kindness doesn't mean you are soft. You can be very tough in the instances. And the true kindness brings true leaderships. Okay? So have a watch afterward, then not now. I send in the chat the second link. So that is it.
Hello.
Okay, Putala. So okay then. Give me a second, Putala. A second. Yeah. So here, our focus is about the food. Okay, the food and shelter all, and the prosperity. We have to share. We have to have the shared prosperity. So for this first question, okay, for this first questions, you have to think. Okay, you have to think because this is a problem. This is a problem. You know, this is a terrible problem. So how we can, okay, how we can contribute at least to narrow down this, at least to provide some ideas on how to solve this problem or how to minimize this problem. Okay, so for that one, you have to work out something like the solution approaches. Okay, some solution approaches. So that's what I can say. So you have to think about this. Okay, so I'm fair to ask that one. I'm fair to ask that one. If you can look into solution approaches, okay, maybe collectively or individually or as a country or as a government or as a nation. So you have to outline, okay, because you are young adults, okay, you have to look into what kind of social, economic, financial solution approaches we can have to address this. Okay, we can have to address this. Understand? Okay, so you have to understand that. And someone asked, I think once Sirivardhana asked me to do a model paper or past paper. Okay, so this is the first time we are having sustainable consumption and production. Okay, so no past papers at this time. Okay, this is the first paper you are going to have. So this will be a very standard, a good practical paper should contain some useful and workable knowledge. Okay, Sirivardhan, so you have to take note that one. Eh? Yeah. Maybe you cannot, you looks like not well receiving this, but this one, you have to look into this. This is the language of humanity and sustainable consumption and production. You have to look into this as well. Okay, so this is one of the questions you have to look into. Okay, so even you can have this as a model question. Yes, how to eradicate poverty. Okay, how to improve the shared prosperity. What can we do for that? We have to have ideas. Okay, we have to have ideas. And this is a non-technical subject. Okay, this is a non-technical but very important subject. That's why you should join the classes, and without joining the classes, when you are all of a sudden joined for the final session, you face the challenges. It's the nature of the subject. You can send me any question. That's all right. Okay. Yeah. This one. This is the second one. Okay. About the 5 P's, about sustainable development. You can understand this. You can write using your own words. Okay, you can write using your own words. Even there may be a video I posted. Yeah, we talk about this. Okay, so this is, you can work on this as well. Okay, Buddha? Good. Okay. And if you need a definition for sustainability, okay, what is sustainability? You can have your own, okay, you can have your own wordings to describe sustainability. Okay, you can have your own wordings to describe sustainability. So I believe you can remember. I did this for sustainable consumption and production. Okay, so you can see many here in this notes. So this control system also we are going to learn. So what I'm going to share with you is not this, but see, we have learned this. Okay, this can be a master slide. So let me put this also, because today this note email it to you. Okay, this note I can email it to you. Let me send it in a better way. Okay, you know about clean production. Okay, we have to reduce the wastes. Even we have to minimize the byproducts. Okay, raw materials, we have to think of this. Energy, we have to think of this. Other resources, we have to think of this. We have to use this with very efficiently to save these resources, especially the natural resources, for the future generations. That is very important. Those are sustainability aspects one way. So you can have your own ideas really. And of course, wastes pollutes the environment. We have to create the environment more clean and all. So minimizing waste, reduce waste, elimination of waste. Also, that is about the sustainable production. Okay. So this model you can think as the guide for you to express sustainable production in your own words. Okay, this will be your guide. Okay, this will be your guide. And also there are notes. I think I have uploaded the notes and the videos of this. So why not you go through? Okay. Okay, you should go through this. That is very important. So this slide and this slide, this too will help you because there is no choice, but you have to understand this. Okay. Sirivardan Tirnaduguta? Did you understand? Good. Okay. So basically, you have to look into these things. And other things. So these things, out of this, you have to have some concepts. Okay. So the topic itself of the title say, so what is sustainable consumption? Okay. So what is sustainable production? Why are these important? Yeah, you have to have some idea about this. Actually, these are the basics. Okay? So, I don't need definitions, I need your words. Okay? I need your words. Yeah, not the definitions. Yeah. Also, you can look into definitions of any types there may be, but you have to have ideas, and those ideas should be reflected in words. Okay? So that is very important. Okay? The relevancy of this too. Okay? And one more important thing there, sustainable consumption is one thing. Sustainable production is one thing. We have to look into the importance and then how these are contributing to the sustainability. Okay? Contributing to the sustainability. So sustainability in the sense, these 5P aspects. Okay? It is very important, even you can see, when when you are not over consuming, or when your consumption is not that irresponsible, you are saving, or your contribution is to preserve the resources, that is planet. Okay, and also for future generation, that is for the people. And when you are limiting the your consumption, so you are using limited resources, your share limited means one way you are sharing the prosperity. Okay, so all are connected. So you think about the people, yeah, you are sharing the partnerships, the peace will come into action. Peace example, let's say during the COVID, sometimes there are instant imposing of curfews. සමහරලාට හදිසි curfew then corona. Some people, they go and buy huge stocks of whatever in the supermarkets. Then the other people, they have nothing to buy. So see the aspects, those are very negative for sustainability. So their practices are the same. So that one has some instant impact, maybe short of supply for the others, short of availability of the goods. So it's challenging peace on the spot, It makes other people stressful. So buy what you need. Yes. That is very important. And also there are a lot of things. Even when your consumption, if you buy locally produced goods, the carbon dioxide emission connectivity with the local production is lesser compared to you are buying from imported, or you are buying the products coming from far away. Okay, so it is another important environmental aspects. Reduce means you are contributing to not contributing for excessive CO2 emissions, which leads for global warming. Okay, that's why. So it is extremely important. Okay, so when you talk about sustainability, you come to this module. Okay, how the consumption makes sustainable means it supports sustainability. How the production makes sustainable means how the production supports this sustainability. And why are these important means, of course, it's for the sustainability. Yeah. So the third and fourth are the same, almost the same. So these ideas very important to Tana. Okay. These ideas very important. So you cannot memorize this, but you have to have a little understanding and use your general understanding and thoughts to write some words as a response to these questions. So these are important. Okay. So you will see those in the exams. Okay. And we talk about this as well. Okay. This as well means industries. Okay. Practicing circular economy, practicing and supporting circular economy. We have talked about this. Practicing and supporting circular economy. Look for the if you have attended this, hopefully you can remember this. Or else, let me see whether I have uploaded this video or not. If not uploaded, I will upload this today. Okay, this is about circular economy. So you have to understand this as well. So in the circular economy, whatever in the industries, so you are using raw materials and energy. Okay, so you can see waste and all, some byproducts, but in circular economy, no wastes, even limited byproducts. Why? Because you are practicing for the waste, reduce, reuse, and recycling. You are using this approach. So when you are reducing, reusing, and recycling, your usage of, okay, reducing by means, of course, when you reuse, raw material usage reduces. Okay, when you are recycling, after disposal, maybe when you are recycling this, okay, products after disposal, you can reuse those material as raw material. So I have discussed this circular economy in earlier videos. So you can get some understanding about this. It's quite important to have just to have the knowledge what this circular economy means. So when this is in place, of course your raw materials are you are recirculating. Okay, so this takes longer cycle times, maybe years and years, because after disposal you are bringing in that material for reusing. Example, in vehicle automobile industry, Japanese car makers, they buy scrap metal. Those scrap metal are really the scrap of the vehicles itself. So they use the same material. So they no need to buy that much of new material for the constructions. So designing for recyclability, okay, that is also very important. Okay. So you should understand this circular economy very well, Puta. Okay. You should understand this. Once you understand, you can answer this. No issues. Okay. So you have to understand these things. So these are, I would say, bit exam focused. Okay. Good. So it is very important to know that who are responsible for this SCP. Okay, who are responsible for this SCP? This is the nature of this subject. So you cannot have model question papers for this. Okay, this is not like calculations. This is not like calculations. Also, you cannot rely on past papers. This is the first time we are going to have this exam for this paper. So no model exams, no past papers, but you have to understand this exam focus. What I'm explaining, okay? Who are responsible for sustainable consumption and production? Who are means what parties? Do you have any idea? People or consumers. Example. Consumers. This is one party. Are they responsible? Or the industrialists or the manufacturers or the producers? Another party. Government. Another party. So who are responsible for sustainable consumption and production? So you have to understand that. Perhaps maybe all the three parties. Consumers, they should have some ethical practice when it comes to consumptions. Manufacturing, they should look into cleaner productions. And of course, they have to look into the resource management, whatever. Okay, They have to consider the circular economies, considering everything. Even they have to look into green technologies, maybe consumers, manufacturers, okay, and government. They have to ensure that sustainable consumption and production is taken place among the manufacturers and the consumers, because it has a top national interest. So government also may be another part, maybe policy making, okay. They have some regulatory arms and all, okay. So there can be some control aspects. So there can be a combined effect, okay. Even the education will come into place. Example, now we are learning SCPs. Yeah. So who are responsible for SCP? It's a good question. Okay. So you can have justifications as well. Okay. It's quite interesting. Okay. And here I'm reminding you, if you have the leadership, the authority, at least to draft a policy or the directives, what kind of things will be coming out from it? Very important. Yeah. Because you will be the leaders and all. So those questions or those reflections in the exam is very, very important. Okay, Bhutala, you can note down this. I believe those who are clever enough, maybe you are not noting down these things, because then you can go for references and the videos. Okay, quite interesting. Okay, and other than this, energy is one of the key factors. Okay, energy is one of the key factors, and you should be looking into the energy aspects as well. Okay, you should be looking into the energy aspects as well. Give me a second, Buddha. We have done this. This video. We have done on this, not the video, this lesson we have done on the 25th of August. Okay, this one. I've done this on 25th of August. So let me email you. So energy modeling. Okay. For reduce, reusing and recycling energy models. Nothing much, but you can see the efficiency terms and all. So based on this, you may need to consider responding into some. Okay. So this is the energy, reduce, reuse, recycle, and about waste. Because if we don't talk about energy, it is incomplete. So we have to talk about this. So this is one of the guidelines for that. Okay. I believe you know the importance of this. Okay. Any question? Any question? Ravindu, Tirunadabuta, how do you feel? Is it okay? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, sir.
This is very simple. So,
Oh, sir.
yeah, we need this maturity. Yeah, that's why this subject is there, Putana. Okay, this is not like the other technical subjects. You have equations, you have formulas, you can work on maths. Here also we can work on maths, then it will be very tough. We can have models, okay? We can have models, then this will be very tough. But basically, so we are going to make it quite simple and interesting for you. So this is the nature of subject, Buddha, so you should not expect any model papers because no such model papers for this case. Yeah. So little more to share with you. So this is very simple. So I can email this to you also. This has little extra, but don't worry. So this is the issue really. So living in the era of consumerism. Consumerism. So this is a coined word maybe. Okay, so because of this, so consumerism means encourages the purchase of goods and services in ever greater amounts. Has led to unsustainable consumption and production. So this is the true reason. Okay. But this is the nature of humans even. So no one can be satisfied with whatever. With them, many has no much policies for their lives or lifestyles. So they are on this practice of consumerism. See, even though today you have a bike, later you are going for a better bike. After that, you are not going for a simple car, you need to go for a sporty one maybe. No matter it's old one, you should go for a sport one. Then you are upgrading models and models. And finally, when you come to maybe certain maturity, you may going for the big cars. V6 with V6, V8 engines and all. So V8 engine may be 1 liter enough just to drive 1 kilometer. So we have that kind of trends really. So that is consumers. So also today you are taking food in your canteen. Later you will go for outside restaurants, and then you will upgrade the restaurant levels, and you may be dining with your friends and all. That's how it is. Now you may be not buying clothes, may not be that important, but one day you will start shopping. Maybe later you will go for the better shopping malls and all, and this may be another part. Now you are having your tea in the canteen maybe. Later, of course, you should not. Sometimes you may enjoy nightlives and you may go for the night evening outs and all. So that is not very good. But this happened to be the trends. Okay. So all are unsustainable. So that's why the sustainable consumption and production subject is here. And this is for self-awareness. And other than the self-awareness, okay, so policies and regulations, those are very important because otherwise it is very difficult to control the humans. That is very tough. And also when it comes to manufacturing, okay, the manufacturers are cheating. So sometimes they use what they are telling lies. They are claiming the better features in their products, but of course that those features are not there. That Volkswagen scandal and all. So we call this greenwashing. Okay, greenwashing. So those are some other things. Okay. So let me add that also here about greenwashing. Greenwashing. We have talked about this. Greenwashing. We have talked about this. Okay. And we have talked about environmentally sound. Sound products. Also, we talk about environmentally friendly products. There is a difference. Okay. Also we mention about green technologies. Okay. But I feel very sorry about the situation because many of you didn't attend the lectures, that's why. So there are this kind of things as well. So just look into this. Okay, and I will send you the videos necessary for this as well. Okay. Other than this, other than this, other than this, you look into, I have put little videos over there for you to go through a simple videos. Okay, you go through that. It's a 1-2 hour sessions if I'm not mistaken, worthy to go through, and I will be putting a little question from that as well. And especially there you will see I put a sustainable consumption control model. I think mechatronics, you all know about the controls. Okay, control model. Control model in the sense. Okay, control model. You know the control has elements. Okay, and all the elements are included there. This is bad, that is a bit technical, so I prefer to put that because you can answer it. Okay, so you look into the video of this to see the feedback control system for sustainable consumption and production. So this is environmental control model, this one. So in this model, you see the elements here. One element here, comparator. Okay, here you have some control elements. Then you have the process. You have the output. You have the feedbacks. So there are key 5 elements, 5 components of sustainable consumption and production. Okay. You have the inputs, you have the comparators, you have the control elements, you have the process, you have the outputs, and you have the feedbacks. So this is well explained in one video. Okay, Vita? This is well explained in one video. So you have to look into this. Since this is easier for you, I will put this. Okay, I will put this as a question for you to answer in easy manner. Okay, control model. Control model. So you look into that control model as well. Okay, at least try to understand this and try to explain this. In the video, it is there instead of the industry there. You can see the consumption is there. Consumption. So this is for the. So you have to look into that video for that. If possible, I will look for the notes as well. So I will look for the notes as well. So this control model is very important. Other than that, this one. This one means you have not noticed this. This. Okay. So these are the things. So let me go through this. Okay. Let me go through. Have some good understanding about this. So 5 components of SCP control. This one you have to refer the video. 5 components are there. Ah, that is animation there. 5 components. Then you have to understand about this consumerism. Okay. Just to have a simple knowledge on this. These things. Greenwashing, environmental sound, environmental friendly, green technologies, and this sustainable consumption control model. Okay. SCP model, sustainable consumption and production control model. Yeah. This about the consumerism. So this is the issue. Have an understanding about this circular economies I mentioned to you. What is sustainable consumption? What is sustainable production? Why are these important? How these are contributing to the sustainability? And this 5 fingers, like we call this 5P. Okay, P means the letter P here. People, prosperity, peace, partnerships. People is the social, prosperity is economic, planet is environmental, socio-economic, environmental. 3 dimensions, and the peace. Okay, it's truly the peace. And then the sharing of resources and all knowledge comes under partnership. So this 5P, you have to have some understanding. This one, you know the basic model. This one, hope this is okay. We have started with this. Okay, so if you have the authority to guide, to regulate, to specify policies, okay, what are in your minds, the thoughts you have to put into words. This is a very nice work. I believe you can contribute for this. Okay, so that's it. And so there will be maximum, you have to answer only 4 questions. Okay, you have to answer only 4 questions, and I will put maximum 6 questions. Okay, so there will be 5 to 6 questions for you to answer. Okay, Bhutala? Yeah. So this is a different subject. This is about consumption and production. It is quite natural. Of course, we have done more than this, though your presence is less, but we will limit this to some limited stuffs, because in the exams it is very tough to inquire into everything. Okay, so this you take note. So you have a chance to get the fullest marks, so you should go for that one. So remember, if you need to answer 4, you should try 4 questions, and under every question, if there are parts You should try each and every part, because if you do not touch any section of the question, I cannot give you marks. Okay, so remember, you have to 100%, okay, touch all the sections of any given 4 questions. Okay, so that is important, Bhutana. So that's all today for the sustainable consumption and production. Okay, so no much technologies I'm expecting here, but only this control model is there. You understand this. Okay, try to have your own understanding and little bit about the energy recovery and recycling. Okay, and this one also will be there in environmental management. Also, you may have similar ones. Okay, so this is revision 1. So have a good focus on this, and if necessary, we will have another revision if you need it. Okay, Buddha? So any more comments? Darshan, can you understand? Manmita?
ඔව් සර් මේ කියන්න පුළුවන් සර් මේ දැන් මම සරලව ඇහුවොත් සර්ගේ දැන් හිතේ තියෙන මේ පේපර් එකට දාන්න තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නයක් තිබ්බොත් ඒකට අපි කොහොම උත්තරයක් ලියනවද සර් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ?
Okay. Good question.
වගේ කියන්නකෝ සර්.
Good question. Okay. There are no wrong answers. Okay. There are no wrong answers. Also, there are no right answers. Okay. It is your judgment. So I will understand your judgment. I will appreciate your judgment. I will understand your opinion. I will appreciate your opinions. And I will be learning from your opinions as well. No specific answers. How did the key break? No specific answers. This is something like to check the understanding. So no specific answers needed. How did the Buddha? So I'm satisfied with that. Okay. So look silent. Ravindu, anything on behalf of the class, Buddha? Class Mukutana, the another question. Oh. This is the understanding of this subject. Yeah. So you will express your, how to say, this is not that technical. Okay. So quite judgmental. Are management prashna තියෙන්නේ. Management prashna වල හරි උත්තර වැරදි උත්තර කියලා නැහැ. Of course, if there are calculations, you may look into decimals. Otherwise, no such thing. That's why you have the opportunity to score the fullest marks here. Teshini, Tiran, how did you go? Okay. questions in the hand? Please ask. Afam, how do you feel? Bit noisy with that. Kaushal, you're also here. Any comments?
sir.
Anything?
තේරෙනවද?
තේරුණාද පුතා?
තේරෙනවද?
තේරුණානේ? ඔව්. මේ ගැන හිතන්න විතරයි තියෙන ටිකක්. So this is different. මේක හරියට අර because in standard questions it is something like bowler bowls the in cricket, let's say bowler he bowls to take a catch or a wicket. Okay, let's say to take a catch. This is different. We are not taking catches, but we will see how well you are scoring, you are hitting. තේරුණා නේද පුතා? අන්න ඒකයි. So ඒ කියන්නේ specific, ඒ කියන්නේ මං හිතන විදිහට උත්තර ලියන්න කියන එකක් නෑ. තේරුණා නේද? No such thing. So I need new ideas, innovative ideas. ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතන විදිහ තමයි we have to learn from you all. තේරුණා නේද? So you believe no issues, we are respecting your ideas and all. The importance of this, even when you do the future, your write-ups, publications or research, whatever, most of the future publications are qualitative. Qualitative. That is number one. Quantitative may be secondary. Evaluations may be secondary. So qualitative, your concept, your approach, your solution approach, your innovations, ideas, all qualitative. So this paper is qualitative paper. Totally qualitative. How does it keep it? It's a qualitative paper. If you need calculations, of course I can put. Example like life cycle analysis, carbon emissions in industries. I can give some data and I can ask you to calculate, but why? No point, because I need more ideas from your side. That's why. So I need more ideas. This one I got it. Huh? You okay? So I believe you all got some opinion. And if you need one more, maybe we can discuss another revision. Since we have time, but you will be getting study leave afterward. But this is enough, and maybe I will post some emails and videos if you need some supplementary ones, maybe. We are not going to bother you too much, but we have limitations in helping. Okay. Limitation in helping means, of course, we have no limitations to help you. But when it comes to exams, you have to do it, Puta. So only our side, we can make the questions quite clear and understandable. No choice, you have to use the language. Actually, when you face difficulties in writing, actually, it is not the language issue. It is the issue that ideas are not coming. If the ideas are there, if someone has a handicap in talking, communication, Still, if they have ideas, they know how to communicate. Yeah. So that's why. So here your English knowledge is more than enough. What you need is ideas. If you have some good understandings, if then you have some ideas, then you can write. Okay. Your knowledge, your knowing of words, more than enough. You need ideas. That's all. Same for me as a lecturer. Let's say, if I don't have ideas, I cannot teach you. Then I have to look into textbooks, then take the notes and all, then prepare the PowerPoints up front, and I have to go through slide by slide together with you. If I have no ideas, but if I have ideas, I can together develop the notes with you. Yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason. Ideas matter for communications. Even answering a question paper. Okay? Ideas matters. Okay? So based on some knowledge and understanding. And this sustainable consumption production is something like that. It is quite qualitative subject. It is something like qualitative. But when it comes to environmental management and clean production, you may have quantitative aspects, but the top priority is to be qualitative. That's the top priority. Okay, Butala. So that's all. Sirivardhan Tirunadu Buta. Are you okay now?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is quite different, and that's why I think earlier your expectation may be same like the other technical subjects to get some model questions. But here no such thing, because it's the nature of the scope, really. It's the nature of the scope. Yeah. And one thing, I think I forgot to mention to you. Let me add a slide for this. Where should I put it? I have given you an assignment about value chain. Okay. Value chain. I believe you can remember this. And from the value chain, I gave you a case study about the vegetables. Okay. Because there are a lot of wastages and all. So here we understand the difference between supply chain and value chain. There is a difference. Okay. Actually, these are common sense. Let's example vegetables from the farmer. Let's say there can be collectors come to the economic centers. They are meeting the wholesalers, taking the transports. Okay, come to the cities. Again, the wholesalers, they are, or the brokers. From that point, again retailers or the wholesalers again purchase, transport back. So you see the supply chain. But let's say if PHI, public health inspectors, come to this economic center, if they check the quality of the veggies, example, the chemicals there, of course they may have on the spot checking chemicals, the chemical contents of carrot, chemical fertilizers, very high. This is not good for consumption. You should stop this consignment of the Lord. So we are protecting consumers. Then, which means it's a contribution for the human health and well-being. So it's an added value. So the supply chain little bit becomes valued there. And PHI again maybe check the vendors' health certificates, their immunity for the hepatitis B and all, immunization certificates and all they have to have there, health checks and all. Now you see the COVID case, the fish vendor situation, because that is supply chain, no value chain there. So their dress code, the housekeeping there, waste management, if all lying proper, slowly this supply chain has some added values. Transportation, this size truck, this type of vegetable, this should be the packaging size, this should be the layers stuffed one over the other. There is a limit, and this is the speed limit to carry on this. For that supply chain, we are adding values. For some, refrigerated truck is a must. These are the temperatures, these are the humidities. You are adding qualitative aspects to those elements of supply chain. Okay. Finally, that supply chain become value chain. Then it is running with some technologies. They can, on the road, their consignments, maybe online orders with this transponders or with the tags or with QR codes, with the sensors, the temperatures, humidities, locations, all can be monitored by their respective buyers. See, real-time information the consumer or the one purchasing this, the buyer is receiving. Value chain, addition of the fourth generation IoT solutions. Okay, and buyer may be ordering from which location, from which farm, from what type of quality. The quality is assured at the farmer's end. See how nice. Quality inspected, certified. And the chemical usages, there are limitations. What happens to the supply chain? It's turning to the value chain. Then limitations. Jaffna vegetables, sometimes all the way going to gall. See the CO2 emissions, transportation costs all. No, that's not possible. Jaffna vegetables for this region. This region vegetable can transport up to that. That region vegetables up to that. So they are controlling the mobility. If not, now what is the situation? Jaffna vegetables come to Colombo. From Colombo, go back to Jaffna supermarkets. That's how it is happening. So 1 kilo of onion travels from Jaffna, let's say 300 kilometers down and 300 kilometers up, 600 kilometers back to Jaffna supermarkets. By right, it's a 1 kilometer distance. Now traveling 700 kilometers. The cost, the emissions, damaging, perishing of the veggies, very critical. So when we control this emissions, environmental, then the damaging of veggies, wastages, we are controlling. Post-harvest quality, we are controlling. And finally, that supply chain becomes a value chain. Wastages, no. When zero waste, now let's say now, I think 70% bad quality going for the consumers and over 50% waste. So when they do the pricing, they calculate the cost for the waste. If zero waste, prices will come down, quality will go up. How can we make it? Adding the values, adding the technologies. And that's how we are turning supply chains into value chains, Futala. Okay? And there is a question about this. In the exam, probably it's about the veggie supply chain. And veggie supply chain, how you are going to turn into a value chain. So you need ideas. Do you think there are specific answers for this? No. No specific answers. If there are calculations based on given data, yes, there may be specific, but when you look into ideas and put some qualitative inputs and you respond to questions, it is qualitative. We need ideas. So expect something from value chain as well. Okay, it's already there. Okay, and this is a CA. We gave it to you, CA. So I can notice that some are doing some research projects related to vegetable value chains. Not, those are not supply chains, but value chains. When you add technology or when you intervene with technology into the supply chain, it is different. And then maybe when this is going very well, students are coming. They are learning this qualitative aspects of the value chain. Education will come into place. The trainees are there learning the technologies associated with this supply chains, real time, on-site. So there are trainees in our economic centers. See how this is connected with health, education, technology. All are interconnected. But now the situation is different. That's why we have a lot to do, Putala. We need the policies as well, policy frameworks, new directives, so many things, and all are helping to reduce poverty. Then මොකද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ? Those who cannot afford for vegetables, they look for the cheaper ones, are all half perished. භාගිත නරක් වෙච්ච level. But if there are no such half perished, all are taking quality vegetables. Reasonable prices because no wastages. Sure, prices go down. And when your wastages are not there, your quantities are stable. Your pricing formulas are very stable. No much fluctuation of the pricing. Okay. See, finally, the supply chains turn to value chain, contribute for socio-economic sustainability. We can talk about this even days and nights, but anyway, you have to face the exam, and please take note. This is one of your questions. Okay, this is one of your questions, and you responded me with the continuous assessment for this. So it's reasonable for your side. and it's reasonable for me to ask the questions from this. Okay, Bhutana? So this is a very nice one. So that's all. No worries. You think, respond with a good knowledge and understanding. That's it. So you have to have ideas. That's why there are lessons, there are sessions, and you need to join the classes. That is very important. But the sustainable listen, sometimes even one person, sometimes even two persons, always less than 5, 6. So I feel very sad, but I had no choice. But we have done very nice sections, because since it's naturally recorded, I thought of putting those for the students, but there are little more I have to put. So there are wonderful knowledge pieces over there. So let me try to upload those for your readings, but let me focus on the exam first. Okay, Buddha? One time we have learned about the elements of supply chain as elemental level. It's like a modeling parts. I think when I talk about this, I'm very sure you don't understand anything. You may feel like Greek, so let me stop this. Because to talk about this, we have to prepare the background. With no background preparations, talking about subject matters, it won't get you absorbed. That's why. So that's all, Putala. So good luck to you all. So I will assure you will get good marks, but please make sure you answer all the 4 questions, and you should be able to touch all the sections in each of the 4 questions you are trying. Okay, so that's all, and let me stop the class then. So bye for all. So take care. That's all, Buddha, from my side. So if you need any more, please get arranged. We can talk. Okay, we can talk, we can share. So bye then all. Yeah. Any concerns before stopping anymore? On behalf of the class, anyone to ask any question? Okay, Putta, okay, don't worry, you will get the fullest marks, but do some commitment from your side as well. Thank you. Bye then. Bye.